Welcome to another episode of Discovering the Last Frontier. Today, we have a group of friends from Minnesota, and we are going to go on a bit of an adventure that I was hoping to do back in February, but then I injured myself thanks to a bit of a fall that I documented in a previous episode. And we're going to go and try to punch a trail through to a remote river that leads to a lake in the Kenai Mountains. So we're going to do our best. We have to basically push through the woods about a mile, make a trail, get to the river's edge, figure out how to access the river. Hopefully that's not a problem. Get down to the river and then ultimately hike up to the lake. So we'll get as far as we can today. And if we don't quite make it, we'll circle back and finish off the journey on another day. We've got our chainsaw ready. We've got our brush cutter ready, bear spray. What other tools we need? I think that's about it. Anyways, should be a good adventure. We're hoping to also find some berries along the way. They're ripe this time of year, which also means the bears might be around, so hence the bear spray. But if we can find some berries, we're hoping to make some jam or preserves or something. We'll see what we find. We'll go from there. So stick around. Check it out. See how we do. Okay, step one of blazing this trail is, it's basically like the Alaskan version of the Oregon Trail. So we're going to push this trail about a mile in. We got to jump on the Bohemian Queen. We're on it now. We're headed to the head of the bay. Then we'll jump in the dinghy. We'll make our way to shore. And eventually we'll get to the tree line and we'll start busting a trail. But speaking of Oregon Trail, are we prepared for all the things that went wrong on Oregon Trail? Do you guys remember which diseases? What disease?
Dysentery.
Dysentery, very true. Do we have medicine for that?
We'll get medicine.
Okay, we might have to.
I know.
Okay.
Cholera.
Cholera, that's another good one. There was one more. One more disease that they always used to get. Typhoid fever.
Yeah, that's the one. That was the worst.
Okay, that was worse.
Mm-hmm.
So we're prepared for 0 of the 3.
Correct.
Okay, beautiful. All right, supplies. I remember they had some food that they always started with. What were some of their staples? They'd throw them on their wagons.
Flour.
Flour is true.
Sugar.
True.
Coffee.
So do we have flour, sugar, coffee?
Nope.
No. Okay, so we don't have those. Oh, you know what else they needed? Three yoke of oxen.
And bacon.
They needed bacon. We don't.
Yep.
Do we have bacon?
Back at the.
We don't have bacon. Okay, so we have no oxen. We have no food. We have no medicine for all the diseases. So this version of the Oregon Trail here in Alaska is probably going to be a complete disaster.
Definitely.
So before we're done, here's 4 of us that are on this journey. There are 3 more back there. We'll get video of them. So, when the search party comes out and is trying to identify the bodies, at least they'll know what our 7 bodies look like before we left.
Good idea. It's a good plan.
Okay. We'll capture a little more footage before we get back into the wilds. Wish us luck. Yeah, wish us well.
Wish us well. Keep us alive.
Okay. We've taken the Bohemian Queen. We've got that parked out in the bay. We've jumped on the dinghy. We've dinghied to the flats. And now we're headed to the woods. Once we get to the woods, we're going to head in, make our trail. We've made our way into this small clearing on our way to the river. And we're basically just knocking out dead branches and clearing a little grass. There's plenty of game trails here to make our way, which is kind of cool, but there's relatively fresh moose tracks here. So it looks like a cow and calf moose have been through here within the last couple of days. Just kind of looking at these tracks and how much the rain from the past few days has impacted them. but relatively fresh within the last few days. There's another good example from the cow. Anyways, so we're making good progress and continue to forge ahead. Okay, we have been making trail here for 1.5 miles. We poked all the way to the river. We were way up on a bluff, probably 100 feet above the river. And we've been meandering along the river. Still, we got as low as maybe 20 feet and then back up. And now we finally got down to the level of the river, which is very cool. But the river is really ripping. We've had a lot of rain over the last 2 weeks. So I think some of these channels that aren't utilized a whole lot are really ripping today. But that said, I'll try to get a little bit of B-roll footage here of what's going on at the river. And we're going to keep forging ahead to try to find some better shoreline access that we can actually walk on. So wish us luck. No cholera, typhoid fever, any of that yet. So Alaskan Trail continues. Okay, we are at the river. Made nice progress, 1.5 miles through the woods. We might need waders to take us any further. We've had a lot of rain lately, so tough. But the cool part is we're seeing a glacier we've never actually seen before, which is pretty cool. See it here off in the distance. We're not sure if that's part of the Dixon Glacier or a different part of the Harding ice field, but pretty cool. Haven't seen that one before. Okay, I got myself on a little gravel bar out in the river, so I'm going to try a quick drone flight and see how she looks. Hopefully we can get a little bit of insight for our next trip out here to try to keep forging ahead to this secluded lake. See what we got. Okay, we made it back to the dinghy. The Oregon Trail, or I should say Alaskan Trail, was a success. We made it 1.5 miles in. We got all the way to the river. We had about 100-foot cliff we had to sort of deal with, so we took a right. We went upriver, and eventually we were able to get down to the shoreline. So I would consider it a total success. No one got typhoid fever. What was the other one? Cholera?
Hives.
Right. We didn't have our yoke of oxen, 3 yoke of oxen, but we made it. So I guess we're doing all right. So just remember, if you like our content, subscribe. Don't forget to be notified, and don't forget to like it. Thanks, everyone.